It is 4:08 p.m. I haven't talked to you all day. I've been trying to be productive and failing miserably. I once again forced myself to stay up because my body got up naturally. I was up at about 9:20. It took me way too long to read more chapters in this book. I think I made it to chapter 11, page 199, which is pretty much the halfway point. I don't know what's wrong. I'm really into the story. I'm not devouring it. I may be having an issue with reading overall because I tried to work on the computer while listening to an audiobook, and I'm like an hour in and I can't remember a thing from the audiobook, which, by the way, is The Hound of the Baskervilles by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. It's a Sherlock Holmes book. I don't remember a thing, which means I may have to reread physically, which was not the point of doing an audiobook while working. I also didn't work much because I'm just kind of having a creative block right now. This is so frustrating. Oh, it's almost 4 a.m. I pushed through and managed to finish In the Woods. I liked it, but I didn't love it. For a while there, I thought I was definitely going to give it around like 4 stars, but now it's more like 3. It's well written and everything, although I think some of the sentence structuring was a bit too hard to follow. Like sometimes it felt like too much was crammed into one sentence. I found it really hard to concentrate. Actually, I found that the best place for this book was the bathtub because I couldn't be on my phone. There was no TV, no laptop to distract me. I also found the ending to be very frustrating. If you don't want to hear spoilers, skip this part. Basically, mistakes were made along the way, which makes you question why you just spent all that time reading about these detectives and investing in their investigation, only for costly mistakes to affect the outcome of the investigation. Also, the synopsis leads you to believe that the modern case is possibly connected to the past case. Of course, it's always speculation, but you get no answers about the past case. There's so much teasing about the detective remembering things, but it's always a dead end. I know that realistically, a lot of cases go unsolved, but in a book where quite a bit of focus is put on said case, and then nothing is done about it, you learn nothing new at the end, it's definitely frustrating as a reader. Maybe eventually I'll give her second book a try, but for now I'm just not impressed, especially with the way things were wrapped up. It wasn't a completely negative experience though. It was dark and atmospheric and a good October read. Now I'm gonna go to bed. Good night. Good afternoon. It is 2:06. I woke up a little later than usual today, but still not bad. It was about like 10:30. I was up till 4 a.m., so I kind of expected that. I've done a little bit of reading. I've listened to about an hour and a half of The Hound of the Baskervilles. I started Scream All Night, which I've been really excited about, but I only got like a page or 2 in before I started working on the computer. I've been in a really weird mood and procrastinating, so I really needed to get some serious computer work done, and now I'm all caught up on what needed to get done, so that's really good. Now I'm about to go eat my bowl from Flame Broiler and read some more and Scream All Night. My brother and I started Daredevil Season 3 last night. Really like it so far, but he was too tired to continue. It actually worked out because I finished a book. I stayed up till 4 a.m., which is bad, but I finished a book. At this point, it's possible for me to finish all 5 of the books on my TBR, but we'll see. I don't want to make any promises that I can't keep, so I'm just saying it's possible, but don't hold your breath. I am currently stretching before a workout, and I should probably be listening to my audiobook, but I'm not. Can you guess what I'm watching instead?
Finding Fair and Jack Slade.
About ready?
I got something at the clinic.
Just in case you're wondering what I look like during a workout, this is it. Super glamorous. I'm about halfway done, I guess. I'm gonna do 30 minutes on the hula hoop, and then I can drink my green tea. I'm laying on the floor because, I don't know if you can see my face, I was really red before, and now I'm feeling like I'm gonna faint, and I've gone really pale. I don't know what's wrong. It's probably my sleep schedule. I'm probably just really tired and possibly dehydrated. This week's been rough. It is 1:30 a.m. I've been reading Scream all night. I made it all the way to page 271, which is only a little over 100 pages away from the end. I could stay up for another hour or two and finish it, but I have to go to church in the morning. I can definitely finish it tomorrow, and there's a good chance that I could still finish my Sherlock Holmes book and complete my TBR. Health update, I'm okay now. I don't know what happened. I think I was just exhausted, possibly dehydrated, overheated, all very bad things. I feel better now, and I'm gonna go to sleep. So I will see you tomorrow for the 7th and final day of Spookathon. It is 2:06 p.m. I was up at 10:30 this morning, went to church with my mom, got lunch, and now I'm about to finish up Scream All Night. Also keeping up with my fantasy team. Currently getting absolutely crushed. I'm having a terrible year. I've done it once before, but this year I'm like actually really serious about it, not just like winging it. I'm not doing well at all. I actually started out good and then it's just gone downhill from there. Currently losing 107 to 41.5. Definitely projected to lose. I'm also about to watch the LA Galaxy game. We have to win today. I think we're playing Minnesota. And then as soon as I finish this, I'm going to move on to my Sherlock Holmes book and hopefully finish it in time to complete all the Spookathon challenges. It is now 4:45 p.m. I finished Scream All Night by Derek Millman. I was really curious about the horror element because it revolves around a castle where cast and crew live. All the movies are filmed there. When he was 12, the main character, Dario, moves into a home for kids who don't have parents or guardians. They don't have anywhere to go. He goes back to his home in the castle because of his dad's funeral, and there's a big surprise in the will, which leads him to staying longer than he ever wanted to. There are definitely the horror elements that I was looking for. Cheesy horror movies, mentions of monsters and costumes and all the aspects of movie making. It was really cool, the atmosphere of it. The story was a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. I knew that he was going to deal with inner demons, but I didn't realize how far it was going to go. It deals with him forgiving his father for horrible abuse. It also deals with his mother, who's in a mental hospital with schizophrenia. I actually cried a couple of times while reading this. There was a humor to the story, which helped keep it light in between the deeper, more emotional scenes. Sometimes it was a little too crude for my taste, but it dealt with some hard issues, and I don't know, it just really touched me more than I ever thought it would. If you don't want any spoilers, don't listen to this. There's actually a moment where Dario is talking to a little boy who his father took in. His mother actually ended up leaving, and I believe she ended up dying of a drug overdose soon after. And the father took in the son. I don't know, I guess because he felt bad for him, maybe subconsciously. It was like a second chance because of how he treated his son. Well, this little boy the whole time is talking about waiting for his mom to come back and wanting to see her again. Dario knows that his mom's dead and she's never coming back, and he doesn't know how to bring that up. Like, how do you tell a kid who just wants his mom to come back, how do you tell him that she's not coming back? Well, there's this really poignant scene towards the end where they're sitting down and having a heart-to-heart. It's kind of like the elephant in the room, and Dario's trying to figure out how he can bring this up, and the little boy just out of the blue says, "I know my mom's not coming back." Dario's like, "How do you know that? Like, who told you that?" I can't remember exactly what he says, but essentially, he just kind of figured it out. He always knew, but he just wanted to stay hopeful. It feels better to hope that she's coming back than accepting that she's gone forever. Ooh. That part got me. This particular scene also has to do with Dario making a final decision about his future and finally, in some way, defeating his demons and not becoming his father. This is a quick read. I devoured it in 2 days. I would recommend you give it a chance. It does deal with abuse and mental illness. It also does have language and some cruder parts to it. But if you take away all that, the deeper story is really surprising. Just to recap, a book with pictures, a book that doesn't take place in a modern time period, a thriller, a book that has a spooky word in the title, and now I need to finish up The Hound of the Baskervilles. This is a book that has purple on the cover. I don't know if you can see, but the sky is like a purplish gray, and then there's a woman with a purple dress right here. Starting to get tired and read slower and slower and slower, so I'm gonna make some coffee and press on. It is 9:17 p.m. I am updating you because I finished my 5th and final book for Spookathon, which means I read all 5 books on my TBR and I completed all the challenges. As you can probably tell, it's been a very weird week for me. I've been going through some things. My schedule has been a little off. Lala talked about this in one of her vlogs, or a couple of them actually, that she's been struggling this week with not getting a lot of sleep and not reading as much. She's the host, so it made me feel a little better about the struggles that I've been having. That's why I love her so much. She's so relatable. Like, everything she was saying, I was like, yes, exactly. That's what I'm going through. I'm so glad that I was finally able to participate in Spookathon, and I will definitely be back next year. I should probably end this with like a spooky TV show or movie, but that's not how I'm gonna end my nights. I'll give you one guess right off the top of your head.
Cheyenne believe eagles are sacred.
How come?
Eagles are supposed to hold great wisdom.